Hi, Diane. Hi, everybody. Bumblebee is streaming us, but she's busy with her little puppy. Yes, so maybe she's streaming on the television, so I don't think she'll be able to talk tonight. Anyway, I actually went thrifting today. I thought I would go sometime this week, but today was a good day. It was rainy and awful, and I thought, well, I might as well just go. I did find out why the Volunteers of America, when I went to Goodwill, down the row is the Volunteers of America, and it was so packed. That was Tuesday. Well, I found out why. It's because the last Tuesday of the month, and I have to mark this now on my calendar, everything's half price in the whole store. So I missed it, of course. I guess I should have parked way far away and went in anyway on Tuesday. But I went today, and their prices are more expensive than Goodwill. And I don't have any coupons. However, I found out that they do have a loyalty program that I have to sign up for. It's some sort of a point system also. But they have tags like today, all the pink tags were 50% off, and any red tags, I didn't even see one red tag, but red tags were 75% off. But I didn't even see that many pink tags, although I did find a couple. So I walked around for a good hour and a half, and I just got just a very few things. I'm telling you, the prices, I don't know where they're getting the prices that they're putting on some of these things. There was a top. It was sort of a sweater top, pullover sweater top by Michael Kors. It wasn't just plain Michael Kors. It was Michael Kors. They had it marked $47.95. That was their price tag. I mean, you can't shop in a place that does that. So I don't know what in the earth they were thinking of, whoever put that price tag on there. And I saw other things that were, between $15, $20, $25 for things. Now, yeah, there were things for $3.99, $4.99, and $7.99. But yeah, so I'm hoping after I get this card, it'll do something. I don't know what. But they still do have the colored tags that you do get if you can find the ones. Now, I'm not sure. I have to find out when they change the tag colors. See, I don't know that yet about this store. So, the first place I went was to the books. First of all, there weren't hardly any people in there because they had all been there on Tuesday. So it was very, there weren't many people. So I went to the books. I think there was a few Amish people in there, and the Amish people always are at the books, and they're always looking, I think, for school books and for kids' books. That's what I've noticed in the past. But there were just a couple Amish girls looking at books. So I went over to the books, and the first thing I always look for in books, and I've always done this, is I look for Bibles, and they're not easy to find. Bibles are good to sell, and they don't sell for a whole lot, but it's good to get the word around. And yeah, so I found a Bible. It's in fairly good condition. It's the New King James Version, which I was using for a long time. And it has the words of Christ in red in the New Testament. It has a dictionary concordance, which is nice. It's one of the Nelson Bibles. But the print, of course, is the tiny little print that I used to be able to read, but really no more. If I really concentrated, I'd be able to read it, but not comfortably, that's for sure. I have to have the large print, or even the giant print. That's even greater. So there's no writing or anything in this Bible at all. Not like my Bibles are all written up. But this, it's a good Bible. I think I paid, how much did I pay for this? I think I paid like $4, $3.90. Let's see. No, $2.98 for this. So I don't know. If I do find a Bible, I don't sell them for very much because I want somebody to buy it. Not a reseller, So I'll probably put it on for, I don't know, $7 or $8. Hi, Brylan. And the other couple, I looked in the cookbooks, and Betty Crocker's, these were such cute little books, and they were only $1.99. And this is called Betty Crocker's Party Book. 500 recipes, menus, and how to do it, tips for festive occasions. So it has like Easter in here and all different kinds of things to make besides the recipes. So like a table setting, like a centerpiece. Has all kinds of things in here. It's a really cute little book. And this was written in 1960. So this came from 1960. So this was going, I Google Lens these, and this is going for about $12. So not much, but still. Then I got this one, Betty Crocker's Good and Easy Cookbook. It's another small cookbook. And it's not, the binding is not in good shape here. But the inside is all good. Has lots of recipes. But what made me buy it for sure was it had somebody's handwritten recipes in here that they had left in the book. For Dayton nut bread, for plain nut bread, Mom's baked beans, mock stroganoff. Let's see what else here. Spaghetti loaf, and sloppy joes for 150 people. Oh my, 20 pounds of lean hamburger it takes. I don't think I'll be using this one. Sloppy joes for 150 people. This can be made ahead of time and frozen until needed. That's good to know. It's pretty funny. So those two cookbooks, that was also $1.99. So these couple things that weren't very much brought my average down, which was good. So then I looked at puzzles because I always look at puzzles. And I found this wonderful puzzle. Now, of course, it's not sealed. There was a rubber band around it. It had been taped. So I'm wondering if they just opened it to make sure it was really puzzle pieces in here. But it's 1,000 pieces and it's called Dad's Hideaway. It's a White Mountain puzzle, which they're good. But look at this puzzle. Isn't that the most interesting puzzle that you've ever seen? I love these kind of puzzles. However, I can't start this one until, hopefully all the pieces are here. I can't start this one until I get my dog puzzle going. I don't work on the dog puzzle every day, so it's slow going. But I worked on a few hours yesterday and I only got 8 pieces put in. It's very hard. That dog puzzle, it's hard. Now, just because this puzzle has so many things in it, sometimes that makes it easier, you know. And I did look inside, and there's big, the puzzle pieces are a decent size. You know, they're not tiny. And there are little parts of the puzzle here on top. Like this big piece is all put together. Now, I may cheat and keep that like it is because, you know, puzzles are hard for me. Here's an edge. Oh, a corner. That's a good start right there. This is the corner. Where is it? It's this corner right here. Yeah. So I sent a picture of this to my son because he does puzzles all the time. And he says, there's sure a lot going on, that puzzle. I says, I know. So I will, if I ever get this done, I'll give it to him after, you know, and he can have it next. Because I love those kind. Okay, Brylan, you have 3 things up here and I haven't looked at yet. Jeff Rosenthal, hi, you were here last time. We have an indoor flea market where you can buy a puzzle or just borrow one and return it for another. Oh, that's a good idea. You haven't been there for a year, but we're going on Sunday. Ah, that sounds like fun. Well, as I was in this Volunteers of America looking at the hard goods, not knowing what in the earth to get, I'm okay in the books because, you know, books are easy to do the Google Lens or the eBay camera thing on. But hard goods, sometimes not so much. Now, I did do it on a couple things. There were a couple glasses that were Bugs Bunny 50th anniversary or something, and and they came up. I took a picture of them, but they weren't worth enough to buy. So, yeah, the whole time I'm walking around there looking at these hard goods, I'm thinking, I wish that Commonwealth Picker or Flipper, both, Commonwealth Flipper, could come with me one time and just go around and show me what he would pick up from the store. Or somebody that knew something about hard goods, because I'm at a loss, you know. So really, those are the only hard goods I bought. There were all kinds of toys, you know, he sells a lot of toys and things. Volunteers of America also makes bags of little things, you know, plastic bags, and hangs them on this big wall of hooks. And you could get little things, you know, but I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't know if I see something, I don't know, you know. Dr. Lori on YouTube I watched her, I think. She's the one, she really knows her antiques. Is that the one that I'm thinking of? She's like a big time antique dealer. Yes. Oh yeah, I watched her. Yeah. So the other few things I bought were clothes, and I really had to search for something that I wanted. I didn't want to spend too much on clothes. So I only bought actually 7 items, and I showed you 3 of the items already. So I only have 4 things left. But my whole bill came to $22.20. But because of those lower priced books, when you average it out, it's $3.17 each. So it keeps the average down when you buy some low price things. So let me show you what I did find. I did find 2 pink tags were half price today. So I only found 2 pink tags. And one is a brand that I buy a lot of, and it's Knox Rose. This is a large, so it was half of that, $4.50, so 2 1/4. This is an open. It's just an open top, like an open cardigan with a waterfall front, long sleeve, and it has a, you know, they can roll the sleeves up. This feels like modal. It's so soft. I don't think I looked at what it was made out of. It could be rayon. But it's a nice plaid, kind of a maroon plaid, open cardigan, just something to throw on. You could use this throughout the summer, I guess. And the other pink tag, this was marked $3.24, so it was half of that. Let's see, this is white. It really is pink. Look, see, it's pink. When you put it up at the light, it looks white, but it's not. It's pink. This is Style & Co. Style & Company. It's a chambray top. That's why I bought it. I sell a lot of chambray blouses, shirts. In the summer, this is long sleeve, has metal buttons. It's just a button-up shirt with pockets on the front and some pleating. Very, very soft also. Size large. This is What's this made out of? Lyocell. That's why it's so soft. I like these shirts too. I've kept several of these chambray shirts to wear like overshirts in the summertime. But this is a large. And last thing I got was another shirt, but it wasn't on sale. But I thought it was cute. See, $4.99. This is a $5 shirt. Pink. No, purple. They have to say, see, it says purple. Because the purple and the pink tags look almost the same. So thank goodness they print on there what the color is. This is white with black little owls all over it. And of course, that's why I got it. It's the roll-up sleeve thing with the button and the strap. Can't think of that name at the moment. But yeah, just a cute button up top. Did I say what size? This is extra large. Another nice overshirt for the summer. And that's all I got. I should have actually, hi Debbie, I should have, I wish I would have just filmed when I was in there. At least I would have had something. Because I sure don't have much to show for my little trip. That was an hour and a half, and I only got those 7 things. It's mostly me going around not knowing what in the earth to get. But I'll do some more studying about this place and what I can do with this loyalty program. I have to get a card, I guess. And yeah. Yeah, Bryland, Bumblebee is watching, but she can't speak because she's taking care of her puppy and she's just streaming. So we can all say hi to Bumblebee. I'll be glad when her box comes because I put on from the first haul I got a Goodwill. That wasn't very big either, but I started putting it on today, and then tonight I also drafted some things for tomorrow. So, I mean, it's only going to be a week's worth of things here and I'm only putting on 3 things a day, not much, or I'll run out immediately. Yeah. She says her little girl puppy has an awful lot of puppy in her. And she's yeah, Mr. Bumblebee is gone because he is taking one of their sons. He's moving to Texas. He'll be there in the hot summer. So, what has everybody been doing? I've been watching more Commonwealth Picker, not knowing why I can't find those things. But, you know, you have to know what you're doing. You can't just pick up all these toys and things, or I'll have rooms full of junk. You know, he's been doing this a long time. He's a retired, well, he's young, but he quit teaching. He was a history teacher. And he quit teaching to do this full time. And now he has YouTube also. He has several streams of income. The teaching doesn't pay very well. Yeah. I let my chickens out yesterday because it was fairly nice yesterday, and they actually went out beyond the enclosure and went out, you know, in the fenced area and paused, clawed around in the dirt a little bit. I threw some scratch out there, and but today is pouring rain, and they don't want anything to do with weather. My chickens have always been good weather chickens. Yeah. You let your chickens out yesterday too. Yeah. Yeah, you'd think that it's been above freezing for a few days, and I'm sure that they can peck around in the dirt, maybe find some good stuff down there. But they don't like to go out when it's all wet and muddy or snow for sure. So I took a big dish of romaine lettuce and corn out there today and put it in their coop. A lot of people say you shouldn't feed your chickens in the coop because that's why they don't go out. Well, maybe, but I've been doing it since they were little, and they're old now. My dog walker, Jolene, your chickens like to go out in the rain. You think they're part duck? Yeah. Tractor Supply, they got their chicks in. I was in Tractor Supply on Monday. When Samantha was here, we went and picked up straw and bird seed and some other things. And looked at the little chicks and the little ducklings. It kills me not to buy ducklings. But I have kept myself for years not to buy ducklings. But I keep reading that they're so messy. But anyway, my Jolene came to walk my dog yesterday, and she had called me before and wondered and to tell me about their one chicken that they had left. They had a blind chicken that had been attacked years ago, and they had to keep it separated all these years in its own little coop. And they took care of it all these years, and they got really attached to it. But it finally died. They were so attached to it, they have had it cremated. She says everybody's laughing at us, but yeah. So she brought me all. She called and asked me if I wanted all her stuff that she had left because they're not going to get any more chickens. So I said sure. So she brought me, a couple bags of scratch, a bag of feed, and she feeds all organic stuff too. And she even brought a couple chicken toys. One is this little rolly thing that you put mealworms in and they roll it around to get the mealworms out. I wonder if my chickens will do that. I have to try. Sometime when they go out, because right now they're bedding in their bedding inside the coop is deep. I do the deep bedding method, and they just bury it. So it has to be out in the other part. Yeah, my chicken, well, all my animals are always spoiled. Ryland has ducks and geese, right? You have both? You have both, right? My chickens are 7 or 8 years old now. They have not laid at all for a year, like almost a year. So I'm just wondering if spring really gets here or early summer, if I'll ever get another egg or not. But it's all right. Uh, yeah, very messy. I know. That's why I had to fight myself not to get them because everybody has told me that. But I'm not going to get any more chickens either. So, but I have my 3 girls left. And they seem to be doing okay. Uh, with this bird flu stuff going around, I don't know. I've heard numerous places that if you have chickens, you shouldn't feed the birds. Now, I'm not going to stop feeding my birds. It's one of my few joys I have left. Ah, you hope to get a Vorwerk breed. I'll have to look that up because I've never heard of that. Is that a chicken or a duck? That's how much I haven't heard of it. I've never heard that word before. Vorwerk. Where's my phone? It's a chicken. Okay. They look cool on Wikipedia. Let me just type that in and see if it comes up. Vor. Oop, I spelled it wrong. That doesn't help. Chicken. Oh, they are gorgeous. Yes, they're beautiful. I don't blame you for trying to get one of those. Even the hen is gorgeous. Sometimes it's just the rooster that's pretty. Most breeders are out my way. Yeah, we have a couple. Wow, that looks like a show chicken. Uh, I wish I would have known more about chickens when I was still able to go to the fair, the county fair, and be able to go in and actually know what I was looking at in the chicken barn. Uh, but really, at that time, when we used to go to the fair, we were just interested in horses. Uh, we'd watch the 4-H horse shows, and then we'd go through the horse barns and the cows, cattle. 75 per dozen. For the chicks? For chicks? Wow. Laura D says, YouTube recommended your live stream to me. Well, that's good to know. I think, did you write me a note about that today? Or was that somebody else that also said that? That's that's very encouraging. Unless it's just from, well, YouTube. See, that's what they keep saying, that they are doing that for smaller people that have fewer views. For the hatching eggs, $75 a dozen. Wow. Must have been somebody else. Now, I'm not sure if the someone else was about YouTube or about my eBay items. It might have been about my eBay items. But I'm glad to hear that YouTube is really doing that, recommending smaller, people. That's good. Thank you for telling me that. Uh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. VOA is Volunteers of America. They have their own big thrift stores. Now, this thrift store is brand new, but it's not a brand new, thing, because it used to be down the road a ways, and I used to go to it. It was in a horrible place, and it was so crowded and it was just overcrowded, and it was hard to find anything. I'll tell you what, the prices were better back then, but now they've moved up into this brand new place, and it's huge. And of course, now the things cost more, but it's a much nicer place, and it's just it's about 4 stores away from the Goodwill that I go to in Brunswick. It's in a little shopping center. There's also a Bins and Things. I haven't been in that either. That's like, I think, the Amazon stuff that doesn't sell on Amazon, or returns. Amazon returns store. I think I haven't ever had enough energy after I met the thrift stores to go in there. And they have a Big Lots store. Now, Big Lots is going out of business, and things are all on sale, but that sale's been going on a while, so I don't suppose there's much left in there. But I'd like to go in the Bins and Things store and see what that's about. This one's very neat, this big one. It's very neat. There's lots of space between rows. And yeah, it's where I'm taking all my, they have a nice drive up, like a round place where you drive up your car and they unload your stuff you're donating from your trunk. It's so convenient. So that's where I've been donating when I declutter and stuff. I have to get back to doing that. So that's where I've been taking my things. But then I usually just go to Goodwill. And I never have enough energy to do both. So I went back today and just did it. Yes, I do. I have Penny. Penny, she's sound asleep. I have had English pointers for many years. I work with the Pointer Rescue Organization. And when this one came, this was a rescue from them, and it was a really small dog, and they called it a pocket pointer. So I thought, maybe I need a smaller dog. I am 82. I've had her 6 years, so I was in my 70s. But I thought I'd try this pocket pointer. Well, when she came, first of all, she has way too many spots for a pointer. She almost looks like a Dalmatian, but she's not. She had way too many spots. They were too big of spots. And her hair is just a little different. English pointers, their hair is very, very short and pokey. I mean, it's like it sticks in everything. Her hair is slightly longer, not that anybody could notice, but except me. It's slightly longer and it's a little different texture. So I was just curious, not that it would have mattered. Her size is great. She's 40 pounds compared to 60 pounds for a pointer. So I did that. What is the name of it? Brylan, you probably know. What's the name of that company where you send a swab of their mouth in, and they can tell you all about the breed, all about the dog. What's the name of that? I highly recommend it if I could think of the name. They tell you all kinds of things about your dog. Well, she's not pointer. She's a little bit pointer. The genetic testing, yes. So she's a little bit, she's less than half German Shorthair pointer, which she has not the coloring for a German Shorthair, but it's pointer anyway. And where she gets the spots and the hair is English setter. She is mostly an English setter. And do you know that that breed is also known for having separation anxiety, which is her big problem? I never had a pointer that had separation anxiety, but she's had it ever since I've gotten her. She came from South Carolina. She was with another owner that had adopted her, but they had 2 other adopted pointers, big ones. And one of them decided they didn't like Penny, and they kept picking fights with her, and they've injured her so severely twice that she had to go to the ER for stitches and all kinds of things, which I'm sure made her even more nervous. So the lady that had her, the man and wife, did a wonderful thing, actually. They gave them back. They gave her back to the rescue, which is what you're supposed to do. And she got rescued by me immediately as soon as she went online, because I was looking at the time. And so it took 6 drivers. The Pointer Rescue Organization has a wonderful thing throughout the United States that carry, drivers that volunteer to drive dogs for certain, like up to 100 miles of each. So she had like 6 drivers, different drivers to get her here. I did the last leg, me and Jolene. We did the last leg of the trip, but she came from South Carolina. Uh, now you think, oh, that poor dog. Now she's freezing up here. Well, before she went to South Carolina, she actually came from Ohio, from the rescue in Ohio. And of course, this dog couldn't be a hunting dog. She's afraid of gunfire. Yeah, that's what a lot of the pointers go into rescue for, because they just get dropped off in the woods someplace. And yeah, especially out west and down south. Yeah, if your English pointer is not a good gun dog and a good hunter, they don't think they're of any use whatsoever. And these dogs make the best house dogs. Now, outside, they're very far running and fast dogs. But in the house, they are couch potatoes, as you see. Yeah. So I'm sure the lady that had her, now we talked back and forth a few times. It killed her to give this dog out, but she did the right thing. And yeah. Yes, she has the right home for sure. I love my dogs. Now, this is the first time I haven't had two dogs. I usually have two, but I'm not so sure with her. She's so attached now to me, and I'm not sure whether she would, although she's very much friends with Jolene's one dog. Jolene has 5 dogs, along with all the ones in her daycare. And then she goes to different homes and takes care of animals. It's her whole profession. But her one Australian Shepherd named Maisie is Penny's best friend, and they walk together every Wednesday, weather permitting. So, yeah, so yesterday she went on her walk with Maisie in the park system. And yeah. So she has enough area on my property to run here. I have a invisible fence around my whole property. I've had it, heavens, it's about 17 years old, this invisible fence. I've had to have the whole thing not the wiring, but not the in-ground stuff, although I've had pieces of that replaced. But the thing in the garage, the control, but that was guaranteed. When we bought it, we bought the whole package. So that's guaranteed. So they just came and replaced it when it went bad. So it's new. It's new again now. But I was a gardener, a big time gardener. And even though I tried to be careful, I did cut through with a shovel a couple times. I cut through the wiring and had to have the guy come and find the 2 ends and splice it back together. But it's worked magic. I mean, I've trained 6 or 7 dogs to this fence, to this invisible fence. Knock on wood, I have never had an escapee. And I've had labs, flat coat retrievers, what was Monk? Great big Saint Bernard. one Saint Bernard, who was the biggest chicken of them all, and all these pointers. And they have all, if you train them right, like Invisible Fence instructs you to, yeah, it works like magic. I've had my labs chase rabbits right up to the fence and stop with a skid, and the rabbit jumps across about 5 feet over the fence. Well, it's in the ground, over where the rabbit can smell that the dog's never been over there, and just sit there and drive the dog nuts, and the dog doesn't cross the fence line. Now, can they? They can run fast enough where they probably wouldn't get much of a zap. Now, the zap it isn't like getting electrocuted. It's a static zap, like when you rub your feet on a carpet, only it's a hard zap. And they get a vibration first. So if they feel that vibration, for sure they turn right around and come back. So I've never walked them. I've never taken their collar off and walked them through the fence. When Jolene takes them for a walk, she drives up the driveway and puts Penny or any of my dogs in the car and then drives down the driveway. Well, now she's taking off to the park, but when she used to walk on the roads here, she'd park down at the road and get them out of the car, but she'd never walk them across the fence line. And I think that's one of the secrets of not having them bust through. Now at night, this dog is just, we get a lot of deer on the property at night at dusk. And she is so crazy to get after to chase, at dusk, to chase things at dusk. Once it starts to get dusk and at night, I tie her on a long rope, because if she's a far runner, and if she would ever get out of the fencing, now to come back in, she gets zapped. Now she may be running fast enough to get through the fence on the way out, but if she'd try to get back in, yeah, and I can't go chasing dogs at my age anymore. So she gets tied at night. That's when most of the predators come in. I do hear coyote, but I've never seen one on my property. And I think any other like predators for the chickens and that, like raccoons and that, they come out at night at dusk too. Something is emptying my bird feeder. Now I don't know if it's a raccoon or the deer. Now the deer they're very bold, and they will come up that close if they're hungry enough. Now there's no snow on the ground right now. They should not be doing that. But they will tip your bird feeder over. They'll eat bird seed if needed. Yeah, so I highly recommend an invisible fence. I know there's other kinds out there, but when we got there weren't all those other brands when we got this. We got this as soon as we moved to the country. Because at that time we had labs. We had black labs and a flat coat retriever. So, yeah, worked great for us. I think Jack tried it once. He didn't put it around his neck. He put it on his arm to see how big of a jolt it was. And it was a pretty, good zap, but it can be adjusted also, depending on the size of the dog. I mean, you wouldn't put the same one on a little dog as you would on a big dog, you know. So they can adjust that. My eyelid is still jerking, and I have started I know that's one of the signs is low magnesium, and I have started taking my magnesium again. Brylan, I am swallowing it. It takes me sometimes 2 big glasses of water, but I'm getting it down. I tried it with the powder, and that's pretty awful. Uh, I don't have that much applesauce. So I am trying to be a big girl and swallow this big capsule. But it definitely works with cramps in your legs at night, and that I'm still getting this twitching in my eye, and that's so irritating. I don't think anybody can see it, but I can sure feel it. Oh, I turned on the car fan the day Samantha was here, and it made a noise, which means there's nuts in my little heater fan again. That means I have to take it into Honda. Last time it cost me, well, this time I turned off the whole heating system so the fan can't go on. Because last time I ran it a few times and burnt out the fan motor, and the whole thing cost me $514. So hopefully next week when I take it in, they can just remove the nuts. And this darn chipmunk is putting the hardest nuts that we have on the property, and they're the black walnuts. We have acorns, we have buckeyes, and we have black walnuts. So I don't know. I can't keep paying for, $500 every time this. Today I ordered, well, the other day I ordered mothballs. They're for rodent, to keep rodents away. It's a bunch of mothballs, and they're in these little packages with holes in it so the smell comes out, but nothing can get in, hopefully, to eat like your dog, to eat the mothballs. But nothing likes that smell. So I have thrown them on the garage floor. They said put them around in your garage. So they came, I ordered 2 boxes, and they each had 3 packages in. So there's 6 packages, and they each have lots of mothballs in, like a dozen in each one. So I don't know what else to do. I don't think moving my car outside the garage is going to keep the chipmunk from doing that. It happens when you're tired. The twitching, yeah. Well, I am tired tonight. Seems anytime I do anything, I'm tired. I'm old and tired. I have to really pace myself. There's a time of day that I could actually, I think, I have never been a nap person. I've never been able to lay down and take a nap. But I'm wondering if I, during this time of day when I get really tired and sleepy, if I went up and laid down on my bed with my pillow, if I could actually go to sleep. I ought to try it one of these days. But sometimes I think I get sleepy just because I ate too many carbs, too much sugar, and then my sugar drops and I get sleepy. I need to eat a bigger protein breakfast instead of what I eat. Well, Bumblebee, we're thinking of you. I wish I could play with your little puppy. I would love to get a puppy, but no. If I'd ever get another dog, it would, and I'd always have dogs for sure. I would get another rescue, and it would be an adult dog. Only because of my age and all the training that goes with having a puppy. And there's nobody to help me with it, so it's 8 o'clock, and my cat is probably going to start meowing. It is time for her to eat, and she gets her insulin at 8 o'clock. Well, between 8 and 8:30. Yes, she's diabetic, and I think she needs more insulin. I have to take her up and get her tested again. I think her insulin's going to be upped again. So I will see you on Sunday. I've hardly had any sales this week. It's a good thing that I don't depend on this money. Uh, so I will see you Sunday and show you what I sold, tell you my numbers, and we'll see. You've only had 3 sales this week? Well, I haven't had much more than that. I have had one. I beat you. I've had 4. 4 sales. This is Thursday. 4 sales. I mean, this is the worst yet. Yeah. So, I'm thinking I only had a 15% off sale this week on everything, or just on clothing, instead of like a 20% off or a 25 or 30. Don't people pay attention to even a 15% sale? Pretty sad. Either that or my things are just priced too high, which It could possibly be, but not with the sales. I've lowered my prices so many times. That shouldn't be the case. So I will see you all on Sunday. Come back. Bumblebee, give your puppy a kiss for us all. Ah, you have a good night too, Jeff. Everybody have a good night. God bless you all. Be good. Be safe. And be blessed. God is good. Bye.